Well, it has happened. A lot of people want to hear my reaction, and I don't like it. But Xbox has raised their games from $60 to $70. Let's talk about this story right now. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when my content goes live. Thank you so much for watching. So, if you missed it, yes, Xbox has raised their price from $60 to $70 in a statement over on IGN. Here's what they said. Beginning in 2023, games built for the Xbox Series X and S, including Forza Motorsport, Redfall, and Starfield, will cost $69.99 US dollars at launch. While Xbox has noted that regional pricing may differ, it has not yet given specifics for other countries. This price reflects the content scale and technical complexity of these titles, a Microsoft spokesperson told IGN. As with all games developed by our teams at Xbox, they will also be available with Game Pass the same day they launch. Now, Phil Spencer hinted that some sort of price increase was going to happen. It was either going to be the console, the games, or Game Pass. Now, the industry has set a standard that $70 is accepted by customers. I believe PlayStation led the way, Activision followed, 2K, all those games are $70. I don't know who the holdouts are, but I know Xbox was one of the last ones. This still sucks. One of the great things to say was that Xbox has great value because they only charge $60 for their games, and that's no longer true. Now it's $70. The one way they're differentiating is they're only charging $70 for their games that release as next-gen only titles, like Starfield, Redfall, and Forza Motorsport, as they mentioned in their initial press release. Now, my question is, sure, the games are $70 now, but if Game Pass prices will hold or if they will increase, time's going to tell if they stay as is. I have a hunch that yes, they will increase. And if I look down here, I bet Hogue Law's comment that kind of blew up. Yeah, narrator, Game Pass prices will almost certainly not hold. He feels like they are going to increase. And yeah, if they have to do that, they have to do that, I guess. Currently, what I would recommend doing is I would stack up your Game Pass as long as you possibly can. Right now, you can get there's a trick to do it where you pay $1 and basically you get like 3 years of Game Pass for a much, much lower rate. So if you're able to do that, I recommend stacking as long as you possibly can. I just did that recently, so I'm good. I'm also good with PlayStation Plus. But if you're cheap like I am and you want to get a good deal, you're going to want to do that sooner rather than later. Now, thankfully, they did say one thing. They did say they wanted to keep pricing as is through the holiday. However, in October, Spencer's phrasing was a bit different. We've held price on our console, we've held price in our games and our subscription, he said. I don't think we'll be able to do that forever. I do think at some point we'll have to raise prices on certain things. And today is the first announcement about what those certain things are. Now, no word yet on console price increases. A console price increase like PlayStation did is just absolutely bizarre to me. I have never seen a console generation where a console manufacturer said in the middle of the life cycle of the console that they were going to increase the price of it. That is very surprising. But a lot of people were like, Destin, don't move goalposts. Like, is this good or bad? It's bad. It sucks. Why would I suddenly want to pay more money for videos? Why would I be celebrating that? I know the movie industry has kept their prices fairly standard over the last several years. Not a lot of increases on home movie rentals, etc. Theaters are kind of at a price point where they can't really go much higher. Even they tried the subscription pass thing where you could get a subscription pass and watch as many movies as you want. And then, theaters kind of went not so great with everything with COVID and everything. But yeah, some of the reactions were as follows. Nick Paris said, that's okay. Games are expensive to make. Yes, they are expensive to make. My issue is when companies are posting record-breaking profits, when they're talking about how big their profit margin is, and then saying, well, we also have to raise our prices. I do not like that. That's not something I'm ever going to celebrate, because it means they're making more money than they've ever made, and they're charging you more money than they've ever had to charge you. Those two things do not add up in my brain in any way. Maybe their profit margin is lower because games got more expensive, so they feel like they need to increase the price. I don't know. We get hit by microtransactions, we get hit by cosmetics in game, and it's just really hard for me to buy that all of a sudden we needed this $60 to $70 price increase. Paul said the following. Paul said, wow, can't believe forced let me try again. Wow, can't believe Sony forced them to do this. Sarcasm. Sony didn't force them to do it, obviously. A very funny tweet from Paul. Sony did set the standard. They were the first one to plant their flag in the ground and say, hey, we're going to charge $70 for all of our video games. And they're like, we have rumble triggers and stuff like that now. So the DualSense, of course, cool controller. That was one of their reasonings. And then, you know, the visual aspects of the PlayStation 5 were their reasons, or upselling tactics to customers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what people want me to say. People were like thinking I'm going to come out here like apologizing or something like that. Here's the closest I can get to that. If Game Pass remains consistent and the game prices are now $70, the value of Game Pass has increased. So I'm wondering if people look at, well, I can pay $70 or I can subscribe to Game Pass and get, as long as I play 2 games a year that are on Game Pass, I've basically paid for that, then I'm good. That makes it very, very valuable to customers. And I do like the differentiation where Xbox waited long enough until they could say, well, these games are only made for next gen, so these will be $70. Anything that is made on previous gen and next gen seems like it's going to be holding at that $60 price point, but time will tell. I think all bets are off the table at this point. I do think that Xbox could still raise the price of Game Pass in the near future. I don't think they changed the price of their consoles. That is just an unprecedented thing. They had done it in somewhere like Saudi Arabia already, and a lot of people pointed that out to me, or maybe it was India. It was another place that I don't read about very much online, but people pointed out to me that they had adjusted for inflation in a certain territory. And potentially that could be happening in new territories in the future, but it hasn't happened in like Japan or Europe, etc. yet. So the question IGN followed up with was, well, is there going to be any increase on console? And they got a stern no comment. So time's going to tell there. My strategy would be to release a new SKU of console that is a little bit newer, maybe has a few new bells and whistles. And that's when you figure out your profit margin that you need for that console, and you leave the ones that released 2 years ago exactly as is, because right now that's working for you. So I wouldn't mess with something that's working. Anyway, that's the whole story. That's the long and the short of it. Games are now $70 on Xbox for the bespoke next-gen experiences. Do I like it? No. Did I see it coming a million miles away? Yes. Do I still not like it? No, I still don't like it. So let me make that clear, but it is what it is. So get good value while you can. Stack your Game Pass subscriptions would be my recommendation, because instead of paying $70, you could have paid $1 like I did, and then you just get access to those games for the next several years. And of course, if you want to buy them, if you're one of those people, go ahead and buy them. I'm of the mindset, by the way, that I have tons of games in my closet. Unless it is like the best game I have ever played, I am not worried about owning a physical edition. Most games that you buy the physical edition, it's just a blank disc nowadays anyway. You go digital anyway. Like, that just seems to be the future. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when my content goes live. There's been a lot of Xbox news in the last 24 hours. So thank you so much for watching. And if you want to become a member, memberships are turned on. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to become a member, hit that join button right down there. Thank you to the members for supporting me. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.